Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Witcher Bloodletting Session 3, Part 2. And we have Bastion with us. How you doing, Bastion?
Hey,
The
I'm
answer
here
is not
now.
well.
Hello, you're dying.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, so you're
Let's
lying on the
just
ground.
talk.
You've got a considerable amount of stomach pain going on, well, in your stomach.
Right.
So you woke it up a little bit ago. Like, you heard a little bit of the conversation that was happening overhead, but honestly, you had such sharp pains. There was like such a sharp pain in your side and whatnot, almost like stabbing into your lungs. It felt like that you were having a hard time breathing, and I imagine that at first you were just trying to like let it pass, but it's not feeling good right now. Could you actually do me a favor? Roll me a Constitution save.
Absolutely.
That's what you get for not showing up.
Should probably pop this out for me.
Okay, so again, it hurts considerably, the amount of pain. So I think it was Leonard. Were you the one that was going down to Bastion?
Yes.
It was me. Deal.
Wait, it was him. Yeah, that's right.
So you're heading down to get Bastion, Bren, and you see that he's in a bit of pain.
I just kneeled aside like, Bastion, how are you feeling?
Oh,
Okay.
not good.
I figured as much.
Did you, Brad?
Yes?
You were moaning. Are there drowners?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It is just our friend over here.
Friend. You mean Bastion?
Yes.
Is he all right?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Did he drink too much?
I mean, this is Bastion we're talking about here.
All right, hold on. Is there any dry wood near me I can start a fire with?
I mean, you can start a fire with wet wood. It's just significantly more difficult. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for it or anything like that. It just takes.
Oh, you want to start a fire? I can start a fire.
Brad, come up here and start this fire. I'm gonna brew a potion.
I cast 5th level Burning Ray.
No.
At Bastion.
no.
That will be flaming. So you have Bran go up there and start a fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Firebolt. I'm just going to keep throwing.
Bastion, they just leave you there writhing in pain for a little bit.
Am I able to move at all? Like,
You can get to your feet, but it is not easy to do, and your side hurts a lot. It's one of those like you're clutching your side sort of things.
all right, I'm gonna basically crawl up the hill towards them.
Okay. I'm gonna start brewing a white honey.
You just
Which-
fucking left me there.
Is should I put in the chat what it does?
Yeah, you can do that. So they didn't just leave you there. You were drinking and having fun. So anyways, you start brewing a white honey for them.
Mm-hmm.
For them. And it takes
And
about an
while-
hour for you to do so.
All right. So while it's brewing, I'm gonna Oh, sorry. I'm gonna have him like. I'm gonna inspect him just to make sure there's no like physical damage on him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you do that, and roll me a medicine check, please.
Medicine check.
But I'm actually going to allow you to take advantage on this one.
All right. All right, Bastion. Where does it hurt?
Oh, everywhere.
Show me on the doll where he touched you. So when you start looking him over and everything, it's one of those things where you see that clearly what is wrong with him. Oh, that's right on my face. Clearly, what's wrong with him is not the fact that it's is not the fact that it's he drank a lot of alcohol. That there's no way. Like if he drank so much that he died, okay, he would die. Probably would have been dead by now. But
Yeah.
that is not the case, and it'd be a considerable amount for a Witcher. You think something else is in his system?
Bastion, did you drink any potions when you were down at the at the bar last night?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I just drank whatever they gave me.
Whatever they gave you.
Yeah, they just kept sending them at,
Right.
You know me.
You've never ever stopped to consider that maybe someone would want to give you something.
Yeah, weren't there a few people who weren't that fond of you, Bastion, at the bar the other day?
I thought we got over that.
Well, clearly you didn't.
Well, he might have. It might be something else. Did you
might
eat
be.
anything? Anything bad?
Not that I know of. I don't remember very much.
Has he thrown up a lot?
He did last night. His stomach is probably down to its bile. You know what I mean?
Okay.
At this point, again, it's one of those things where witchers don't feel pain the same way that other people do too. Their senses are slightly dulled to that. So I mean, I imagine alarms are going off in Bastion's head, but he also doesn't have his head fully about him.
Okay. I'll just go back to brew my potion.
Okay. So he kind of sits there writhing in pain for a bit. Eventually, you finish creating your white honey, and I imagine you have him drink that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bastion, when you drink this white honey, I'm going to allow you to make another Constitution save. This time, I'll allow you to do it with advantage.
All right.
Overlay ripe bananas are goopy and too sweet. You rolled garbage. Would you like to use one of your Witcher senses? It's a D6.
How many do we have?
A 2 now?
How many Witcher senses do we have?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Just roll a D6.
All right.
God damn it. Just wasted a Witcher sense on you being too freaking drunk.
I'm like the only one using it, alright? It's mine.
Okay, so when you drink this potion and everything, it's one of those, you can feel the toxicity. You can feel like a lot of toxins pouring out of your veins. You can feel a lot of it coming out. You can feel like a bit of ease almost immediately taking over. Does it still hurt? Yes. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. You're probably going to need like a day or so to recover from what this is. But at least this kind of took the edge off of what was happening to you. It's pretty obvious that this was not just alcohol in your system.
All right, I get up, I pull myself up, do a little bit of stretching like this.
Are you flexing?
I'm always flexing.
Okay. Feel better, Bastion?
Oh, my fucking head. Oh, my chest.
So you're fine. You're fine, right?
I'll be all right.
Never feel better, huh?
Of course. Oh. Why would someone do that to me?
Because not everyone is always as happy to see you.
I don't know. Maybe they thought you were Bran.
Yes, clearly they could mistake one for the other.
I don't think he's quite as handsome.
Yeah, you're right. Very well. What do we do now? We got time to kill. We gotta stay here probably at least another 3 days until another dagger's done.
I'd like to find out who did this to me.
Bastion, it's best to let sleeping dogs lie. But if you want to do this on your own...
I've no interest
I don't think sending him off on his own would be the best thing to do. We left him alone yesterday and see what happened.
Yeah, it was funny. All right.
Funny, but it doesn't help.
I mean, we don't really have much going on. Maybe we should.
We can always swing by the tavern and...
Would I be able to attempt to remember, like, what it could have been, like, drinking anything?
You roll me an intelligence check, but you were drunk, so with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're fucked, yeah.
And I think that's your dump stat.
What the...
Wow, you rolled really well. So,
His body has adapted to drunkenness.
I see clearly through the haze.
I actually get smarter when I'm drunk.
So you were drinking, you were having a good time, so on and so forth last night. And like you said, drinks were coming. Some of them you paying for, some of them other people paying as you were having fun. At one point in time, those guys did come back in. Like you're kind of like really thinking on it. The guys that were there the first night you were here, they did come back into the bar. And they came over and started drinking with you as well. Like you had said, you thought you got past it. You were having fun. You know, you guys were relaxing. A couple hands of Gwent took place, so on and so forth. One of the people when he first came in, though, you kind of remember him going over to the bartender and having a long conversation with the bartender before finally, you know, joining you over. And when he came over, he brought over a round of drinks for everybody. You know, and he handed out the drinks to everybody, including handing you a beer. Everybody cheers and chugged it. You honestly don't remember it tasting poorly, but at that point in the night, you were literally chasing beers with shots. So you don't remember it being off, but you do know that was probably the most suspicious thing that happened. You're thinking about it for a few moments, and you're like, I'm pretty sure his name was Jason, the guy that you had that had come and brought you that beer over. You're pretty sure his name was Jason.
We could try and single him out in the street. Have a word with him.
You want them to hate us more?
I'll leave the idea part to you guys, but I do think we should handle this.
We can't have people just going around poisoning other people either. If we are to stay around this town for a few more days, I'd rather have less people looking to get rid of us than more.
I don't know if making noise after what happened this morning is a good idea.
This is also true.
Unless, of course, that bounty's really nice. How much was it?
I just look at you again. There is no bounty.
Bastion.
Yes.
Our friend here is wanted by the witch hunters, but he won't tell me for how much.
Oh.
That's because there was no reward listed. I thought you saw the poster for yourself.
I still figured you'd know something.
Well, I imagine we're probably... Well, I guess we would be wanted. Not necessarily anymore. But...
You got a good point.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if they still want us.
There's always those witch hunters that do, and there's always those witch hunters that don't.
I see. Well, no problem. We can take on a few witch hunters. I jostle Leonard, but I also I whinge a little bit as it is, exert a little bit.
Hold on there, Bastion. Don't touch me. The witch hunters said that they heard of 2 witchers with a mage. And
I'm not sure if they specified the mage bits, but definitely 2 witchers. But they were 3 people.
That sounds like us.
I think he was looking for us specifically. I don't know. Frankly, I think I did a pretty good job at deterring him from confrontation. I think he's going to be looking in the wrong direction, but I don't think it'll be days worth. Maybe we should find a place we can hide out. At this point,
any ideas?
We might want to set up camp around the northern part of the town for a while.
But camps lead to fires. And fires are visible.
Then we don't have a fire.
Either hide it in plain sight, or no fires.
Could just stay at the inn and have one of us keep watch overnight.
Yes, because the townspeople will surely not tattle on the 2 witches that are staying there.
Well, one might not. So maybe the one I'm about to pay. We could go see the blacksmith, see if he has a place we can stay. Seems like he's not quite too fond of giving people homes, but he's done it before.
This plan reeks of desperation.
We have a better idea. We could go confront them ourselves.
Yes, we could go wander up to them. Hey, I am the wanted mage, and here are my 2 witcher companions that I busted out of a freakso jail.
Yeah, that idea definitely sounds worse. Which means you agree with me. We go to the blacksmith.
I'm afraid we have to.
What do you think, Bastion? I know you're not much for that, but I want to hear your input.
Oh, I just want somewhere to lay down. Oh. Stretches a bit more. By the way, would I be able to spend my hit dice?
To heal?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So-
you could have. I'll let you spend one of those hit dice because obviously you were handling an issue
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
body. So you guys decide to head over back to the blacksmith's house.
Yep.
This next morning. So you start heading in that direction. Ooh, that was a good roll. You start heading in that direction to go and speak to him once again. This time, as you approach, you can hear the tinging of the metal on metal long before you get there. As you are approaching, the 3 of you, you can see from the distance, he's sitting there and he's working. Both of the children, the woman that's in her 20s and the young boy, are right at hand as he's working. You can clearly see he's hunched over something and he's working pretty hard at it. The way that they're applying different cooling methods to the metal and how often the blowing heat at the metal and wind, air, that at the metal. How often he keeps grabbing it and throwing it back in the fire. None of you are craftsmen for smith work and the like, but you can clearly tell that there is a frustration to him as he's working on the piece that he's working on.
As we like walk up, I put my hand on Leonard's shoulder. I'm like, you might want to let me do the talking for this one.
Bran, the stage is yours.
Do the 2 of you hang back a considerable bit, maybe the outskirts of the shop area, or do you come all the way in?
Well, I haven't been here, so I'm just looking around, kinda.
Sure.
I'm gonna pull Bastion inside and just like step to the side because I don't want to be outside at the moment.
Okay. So, Brandon.
I walk up. Good day, sir. Might I have a minute of your time?
In an hour.
All right. We'll return in an hour then.
Bran, can you come here for a second? Can I have a word with you?
What is it?
He's hard at work. Maybe we should.
Maybe I could convince him.
Well, hold on, Bastion.
No,
Bastion. I might use you in a sec. Maybe the boy or the fair lady with our handsome fellow. Perhaps those would be better avenues to go down for this persuasion.
Perhaps. I feel like I could get through to this man, which is why I would not want to disturb him currently when he's at work. But if you feel like you have a better approach...
Psst, hey boy, come here. Emotion form, come here.
Very quickly comes over.
Boy, what shit, Jerry, right? Yeah. Jerry, what, does he do this all by himself?
What?
The crafting and the smithing, is that?
Oh, yeah, he's the smith. We just give aid. She's asked a few times to learn, but he said that Anvil's no place for a woman. So he hasn't let her learn, but I'm hoping he learns me one day.
Listen, boy, we're in a little bit of an issue here. We actually need a place to stay. Do you think perhaps that if Jerry were to know of it, that he'd be willing to exchange housing for our muscular friends here's help?
You know how to swing a hammer?
I've swung an axe.
I
The sword.
Swung an axe.
I don't think that's the same, but I'm sure he could use you. Oh, you could get the firewood and stuff.
He's very good at firewood.
I love getting firewood.
He's very good at it.
He's like, yeah, I'll talk to him and see if that's possible. He's just a little, he's pissed. So I'd leave him alone right now, but we'll talk to him in a little bit.
Yes. Our plan is to return here in an hour, and then we'll have a word with him.
So
Lodging for lodging.
we can literally allow an hour to pass, and you guys come back hour 15 minutes later, whatever it is, and Brandon once again is gonna be the one that approaches. Brandon, you can see at this point in time he has already cooled the metal back down, and he has the dagger sitting there. So as you go walking up to speak to him, he steps around to, like, the table where he has it sitting. So it's kind of like between you where it is. But he walks over to you again and has his arms crossed in front of him. And he's like,
Yeah, I take my hood off before I talk to him.
He's like, yeah.
Me and my companions over there, I point at our two witchers.
Pretty impatient.
We were... No, this is not about the daggers.
Oh, I thought
we
you
ran
come check
into
on
a
me
bit
every
of...
day.
We ran into some issues, and we were looking for some lodgings nearby. I pointed Bastian. Our muscular friend over there could, in return for your generosity, assist you with your labor. And as I'm asking this to him, I, look deep into his eyes, and I'm gonna use my, background thing, Heart of Darkness.
Oh, that's funny. So, asking for help and whatnot. He's looks you down, and he looks over at the other two, and he's like, what happened?
Persecution. People have accused me wrongly, and I've had to move ever since.
What's the matter with you?
There were some tragedies in a town south. People believe that I had something to do with it, but that is not the case. I've tried to talk to them, but to no avail.
You get that
I
magic
feel
in your
that...
blood, don't you?
Yes.
Huh.
Bastion.
One
Do you think
time,
it's...
when I was trekking, getting the supplies I needed, still a boy, an apprentice for another smith, learning the trade, I got holed up. Wasn't monsters, no beasts, it was bandits. They had me on my back. I was bleeding. Literally a knife cut into my throat. When the man was thrown so high in the air, I couldn't see him before he started falling back down. I never forgot what you people can do. Yeah, I got a room for you. It ain't comfortable, especially for 3 men. And it gets hot, so it's gonna smell. But I got a room.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your kindness.
Boy! Take care of him. And he'll give you another look. And then he'll turn to go about his work otherwise. And kind of walks away from where he is to go about doing some more work.
Okay. I just gestured the other two to come over.
You know, did we overheard that conversation, right?
Yeah, I imagine Leonard heard every aspect of it, and I imagine Bastion heard bits and pieces.
I was only partially listening, looking around the shop.
Listen, Bran, I didn't think telling him about your magic would be a good idea, but he's one of the few that seems to have a good experience with people of your sort. I mean, honestly.
Not all sorcerers are evil. People sometimes get a skewed perspective.
Yeah, just you, am I right? I jostle your shoulder.
I give him a glare.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
You guys are shown to the room. It's literally the attic of the place. The problem is, while the forge is going, the heat that rises up from the chimney, granted that's outside, remember, the heat that rises up kind of gets caught a little bit underneath the carport kind of area, the roof of where it is that it does his work, and a lot of the heat that gets trapped there kind of rolls its way into the attic of the house. So like he said, it gets hot as balls up there. So it's a bit uncomfortable. You can spend the night sleeping there, but you don't really want to spend extended periods of time because you're just going to spend the entire time like you're in a sauna. Except at least saunas at least have like a steam to them, so you can allow it to open your pores and be rejuvenating. No, this is like a somewhat smoky, dry heat. You know what I mean? Not smoky enough where you're like hacking, but it's just an uncomfortable place to stay. But it's removed from the woods and the inn. Nobody really asks questions around this area, and you know people already know that you have business with this guy, so it's not like it'd be weird that you'd be popping by here, right? So
No.
he does provide the space for you. It's not a large space at all. The surface area is pretty big, but because the ceiling has a bit of a slope to it, like a slight slant to it, it gets really low at points. And then because it's an old house and exposed roof, like the actual like beams and like where the roof is like slapped on, you can see nails driven through. So if you're not being careful, you can easily like rip your arm open along the nails or whatever in the roof. So it's a relatively comfortable place, but from here you can then head back into town if you care to inquire about the what had happened to Bastion or not.
I imagine that swinging by the tavern would be most productive on our little escapade here.
Sure. So you're gonna head back to the tavern to speak with Bastion. So when you guys come walking back in, you can see that the people in here. It's literally one person. It's somebody that you guys that Bastion has seen a few times before. He drank with once. Relatively friendly sort. His name escapes you. Doesn't matter. The bartender is there again. Same guy. You know, it switches between him and a woman, but same guy.
What was the name you gave me again? Sorry.
Jason.
How many people are in the tavern?
Just the one in the
Just the
bartender
one.
plus you three.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the guy that I somewhat recognize, not the bartender, the other guy. Excuse me.
You guys see him walking off immediately when he walks into the bar to another person. You probably assume he's just going to be drinking again. No, so he looks up at you and he's like, hey, Bass.
Hello. Were you drinking with me the other night? I'm sorry, I don't quite remember. Just last night.
He's literally looking at you like, that's messed up. He's like, not yesterday, the day before. I was at the market all day yesterday.
I'm sorry, I just don't quite remember much of yesterday. As I drank quite a bit. However, it seems someone may have slipped me something, and I'm trying to investigate, and I was hoping you may have seen.
I wasn't here. Sorry. You all right?
I understand. I'm feeling better now. I appreciate the help, you attempting to help. But I'm going to go talk to the bartender now.
Okay.
Hope you have a good day.
He's like watching after him, like, this guy's so weird. So you go walking up to the bartender, and the bartender is like, as you go walking up, he's like, hey. And he's like cleaning a mug.
Hello. Do you remember someone named Jason coming through here the other day?
Roll me an insight check, all three of you.
Hell yeah.
Look, when the DM says that, that means good things are happening.
Oh, it rolled off the natural 20 there.
God damn it.
That's funny. It's middle of the road. It's not terrible.
+2.
So it's actually Leonard that really picks up the thing at first, that when Bastion goes over there, you've dealt with a bartender a couple of times yourself, and Bastion several times. And so this guy's generally not friendly, but he's not a dick. As Bastion goes up to him, he's intentionally not making eye contact with Bastion. And then what you pick up is, like, as Bastion mentions the name, he kind of like, his hands like swoop, like kind of like moves a bit funny at first. Like as he's cleaning the mug, it like almost jerks for a second, but his face and the rest of his body language holds its composure. He clears his throat. Sebastian asks the question. He's like, yeah, I know, Jason.
And how much coin did he give you exactly the other night?
I didn't tally how much everybody spent.
But I imagine it
how
was
much you
quite a
gave
bit,
either.
correct?
Yeah, he bought a few rounds.
Yes, but oftentimes when a bartender is asked to poison someone, it's quite expensive. And I'm trying to intimidate him, basically. I'm getting up in his face.
Yeah, I
Subtle
imagine.
as a brick.
So you're gonna like walk around. So you walk around the bar. You like lean in. Like, what's the body language for this intimidation?
Oh yeah, I'm leaning against the, basically boxing him in so he can't get away. Just
Can I slowly start walking to the bar as I notice him like leaning into him and intimidate the bartender?
Roll me roll me a stealth just to do it like subtly. But yeah, I know you're not like sneaking. Like people can see you. And Bastion, roll me an intimidate. Yeah, roll me an intimidation check. Sir. Oh, Jesus, Rick. Rick's like, I'm never gonna not play Witcher.
This is great. D&D is my thing apparently.
No more stars without number for you, sir.
Hell yeah.
So the guy, when you say that, you lean in to the bar and you say that, he's like, he like slams down the mug and puts his hands up. He's like, okay, yes, he came in, he paid me. He gave me some sort of paste. He said it was something that he bought. He said it was something that was given to him. Listen, I don't know. You had slept with some guy's wife and daughters, and he was pissed at you. So like there was this paste. I just put it in the drink, okay? I just put it in the drink. I have nothing to do with it.
I understand. Don't let it happen again. Sort of clap my hand on his shoulder.
He's like, yeah.
Just to clarify from the back, he means don't try to kill any of us again.
Yeah, that won't happen. Won't happen, Witchers.
Thank
Won't
you.
happen.
Don't let it. And I turn away, and I head back to the group. So I think I know who he's talking about. As I imagine you may have picked up on as well.
Bash.
I'm still standing at the bar, by the way. He hasn't noticed me, I don't think. They walk out like a moment after they leave.
So as they go to leave, actually, that guy that was sitting at the table, he says, "Hey, Bass,
Yes.
you said Jason?
Yes, I did.
I saw him at the market yesterday. He was there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he was there with some. He was there just, I don't know. Looked like he was doing typical, picking up stuff. When a guy came up to him and was talking to him for a bit, and I saw him giving him a bunch of flowers.
Like,
Do you think you could introduce us to your friend Jason?
I think he's more your friend than mine.
Fair enough.
yeah, Bastion, he did give you some free paste.
Well, I guess we should find him then. Does he spend time at the market often?
He doesn't. He lives near the center of town. He's just a couple houses from here. I'm sure if you, I don't know which house it is, but I know it's around here. So I'm sure if you ask around or just sit around, you'll see him.
Now, Bastion, I don't know if the best idea here is to go expose ourselves to different homes. Well, we are trying to lay low.
Of course. We'll find a way to handle this. We'll discuss it later. But in the meantime, I reach out to shake the man's hand who just helped me.
Yep, shakes it.
And I'm like, what is your name? I never quite picked it up.
It's Pagerette.
It's what?
Pagerette.
Page red.
Yep.
Thank you, Pedret. Your help is greatly appreciated.
Names are my best thing as a DM.
It's like
I'm
small
so
page.
good at
God, kill me.
names. The names are the awesome. What's really bad is I'm not even joking. Like prior to streaming, if there were 3 podunk characters that nobody cared about, and they're like, "What are their names?" Just to piss me off, I'd be like Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Like one of those like go fuck yourself for asking kind of question, answers.
Yeah. I thought it might be a semi-important character because he was like someone that I knew previously.
People can be important because you can make them important by having them, But
Yeah.
I don't think drinking buddy number 7 is going to be critical to the story 20 episodes from
Oh,
now.
sorry, number what? 72? Is that what you're saying?
He's got our name.
All right.
Why don't we ask him to join us and make him important?
Yeah. Young Squire Pagerette. First thing we did in his squirehood was change that fucking name.
Yeah.
He's now
Name him something
Patronymous.
Bill.
So anyways, you guys head out of the place. I imagine Leonard notices as you guys, the two of you guys are noticing. You notice that Bran is intentionally holding back. So you two of you, I imagine, leave and give him his space. Okay, Bran, that leaves you there. The guy was a bit distracting, is what he just handled. So it's not that he doesn't see you; it's that he doesn't notice you at the moment, because kind of in his own head.
Now, next time you start considering that you might want to get extra coin for poisoning people, do remember that it might not work out very well if this pub suddenly gets known in the region for a place where people can easily get poisoned. And I'm trying to intimidate him as I make my own leave.
Mm-hmm.
You need me to roll anything, or?
Yeah, you can roll intimidation because the fact he's already scared shitless from Bastion. I'm actually going to give you an advantage on this one.
Cool.
Scary boy.
Oh,
So spooky. God damn it.
oh, right here again. So you say that, and he's like, yeah, no, I get it. It was stupid. It was just, listen, the guy came with, yeah.
I give him a bit of a stare, like half a second, like he knows, and then I just walk off. Just to, like, add extra weight and rub it in.
Are you going to join us outside?
It's one of those things where as you say those words, because, like, before, the conversation wasn't fully listened into because Bastion was quieter and then got loud at the very ends there. So whereas you were a bit louder and there was just the three of you in the bar, as you walk out, you can see that the guy that was sitting there before, Pedrette, he actually, like, he was about to take a sip of his beer and, like, stops and is, like, looking at it, like, looks inside and sloshes around a little bit. And you make your way out of the inn, the tavern. So now that you guys are back out there, do you choose to approach the situation now, or?
Brian, nice of you to join us. I'm assuming you stayed to ask who put up that poster?
Yes, I'm definitely going to draw attention to the poster that has my face on it.
Just checking. So, Bastion, how do you want to do it? See your paste.
Well, I'd like to confront the guy sooner rather than later.
All right.
But if you think we should be more careful about it, I will defer to you.
There's a way to do it carefully. We just have to observe, wait for him, or someone that looks like him. Do you know what his appearance is?
Yeah, I was going to say, do I know what he looks like?
Yes, you do, absolutely.
Okay.
You've interacted with him several times. You can easily spot him.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where even if you just like held up around the center part of town, you'll see him eventually. It's just people obviously see you. You're in the center part of town. It's not like it's a busy town.
Is there like any like abandoned buildings overlooking the town or something, or someplace we could stay?
This place is too
Is
small.
it like a
to have
church?
There's the only religious-esque spot that's here. So they would have a small chapel to the I don't even want to say chapel, like a small area of worship to the Eternal Flame here. But again, I don't even want to use the word chapel because sorry, my internet's just getting super buggy for a second. It's like, are we still connected?
Yeah, we're still.
There we go.
The call's perfectly fine.
Oh, really? On my end, it's not. I can't even see myself because I'm watching through OBS. It's kind of like bouncing all over the place.
I can see the stream on my screen, like, stuttering.
Yeah, the stream's having a moment.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm still at 2100 kbs, which isn't so bad, but holy crap, it's all over the place.
There we go. Oh, wait.
It might be a Twitch issue as well.
No, it might be, or it could be my internet, but it is.
Oh, yeah, if
fluttering.
you're seeing it in OBS.
Yeah, that's really bad, yeah.
It's leveling out now. It's not as bad. Oh, no, I'm still getting flecks of orange. All right, I'm just going to push through because we're just talking anyways. So I'm sorry. It's a small area, so it's a small building that has like an inside area. So what it is as you go walking up to like what the chapel would be, it almost look like an open shed. So it has 3 walls and a roof over it. The roof extends out enough that a handful of people can stand, tightly packed, can stand underneath to protect it from rain if it were raining. And it has like a little worship shrine. That's the word I was looking for before. A little worship shrine for you to pay your respects to in there. There is a small like locked door to the back where like supplies to the shrine would be held, but you know, it's again, this isn't like a real church or anything.
Is there a lot of people in it?
Honestly, as you go walking by, you can like we'll say as you approach it, there's literally one person is walking away from lighting a candle inside there.
Okay. Hey, I think that might be a good place to hide out. Maybe we can put like some kind of sign on it that says it's not open. Do not enter or something like that.
Wouldn't they
I have an idea.
priest staying there or going there from time to time?
The
It's a
building
shrine.
again is pretty small. It's not like it's, and again, it has an open wall. So, but go ahead.
We could stay there for a while, perform a minor religious ceremony or a bit of a ritual. But that would require me to have a discussion with the GM about something.
Sure.
Who's GM?
General Motors.
Oh, right, of course. Of course, cars, yes.
It's
This great god monster in the sky. But yes, we could hole up there. We could put on a bit of an act to justify our being there. I could mingle with the crowds and try
I feel
to
like we're safe
socially blend my way in while I try and keep an eye on this Jason figure.
I feel like it's safer if we were to. Oh, you mean now for looking for Jason?
Well, you're the one who knows what he looks like, so if Bran and I hold this spot, you could probably stand between us while we pray to the god, and then you can probably go unnoticed.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
All right.
What does he look like for our benefit, so that we too can keep an eye open?
he describes him, you know, and you guys recall because you had seen him when you first got here originally, so you recall that person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He looks like a man.
Thank you.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And he had the face.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was wearing clothing.
All 10
He
fingers.
was wearing clothing.
He was either bald or he had hair. I'm not quite sure.
That narrows it down perfectly.
I've got him in my mind, a mental picture.
See, I'm keeping an eye out for him.
Yeah. So you guys are. So what's your plan, Rick? Is that something that you want to?
Well, I could literally like try and walk among the people and try to like socially blend in, Assassin's Creed style, where you like mingle with a group and then like the guards and nobody will notice you, but you can do like observation and stuff. Or I could like put on a bit of a religious like ritual. Because I have a unspecified gothic trinket in my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Would it make sense for my character to have that be like a thing for the Eternal Flame? To try and like blend in?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can make it be an Eternal Flame thing. That's perfectly fine.
Cool. Because then I could use my religion skill to put on a bit of a ritual and make it look like we are there. Because rogue priest. It makes perfect sense.
There you go. So why don't you have you do that? The other two of you can just be like standing around town or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So he's gonna make a big distraction.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Rick. Let's do it.
Okay. Why don't you roll your religion check to see how this goes?
Is there a way I can like obscure my face a little bit? Do I have anything that could?
You could have Leonard like bash it a few times to like really, you know.
It would make it better, arguably.
I don't want to look like Leonard.
Just pull up. See, you don't have a. I've got a hood. I'll throw up my hood.
Yep.
Because this guy's gonna recognize me, and that's what my line of thinking is.
Yep. You can.
Yeah,
you can
that's smart.
throw up your hood as well, or maybe you could put on like a bunny mask, or like a sheep mask, or like a pig mask, or like a goat mask, or like a fish
Run game,
mask.
run game.
Oh, okay.
What about a donkey mask? Because you're an ass.
Oh.
Wow.
Got him.
Wow.
Yeah, throw up the hood.
Cool.
So yeah, you throw the hood up. The two of you guys walking around that way. You're putting on your religion ritual. It's one of those things where you actually do a halfway decent ritual, and you know one or two people come over for and join in at one point in time. So a little bit of time passes. A little bit of time passes. That's my time passing sound effect. And, what is it?
No, it'll be like one of the old cartoons, like do.
Did you ever watch Bill? Not Bill and Ted. Shit. What's it? I now making Michael Myers movie there. The hell's that called?
Awesome Powers.
Oh, no, the other one.
Master
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World.
Time.
Yeah.
Excellent. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a little bit of time passes, and you guys are you actually see him. So for who it is that sees him, I'm gonna allow everybody to roll me a perception check, and literally the person that rolls highest will be the one that sees him first.
All right.
Well, I'm quite good at
Ha!
it. Oh, okay. All right.
So what happens is, it's not like everybody's grouped together. You're kind of spread out a little bit. You're not sure if he's like coming to his house, leaving his house, whatever it is. But you know he's going to be in this area eventually. About an hour and 15 minutes later, after you started doing this like ritual and stuff like that, you actually see him walking by, and actually like slows down to regard the ritual that you're doing. And so it's one of those things where like Brand's going about what he's doing. He looks over and he looks back and he's like, there he is. And he's like slowing down, not like out of respect. He's like slowing down to like watch, like out of nosiness.
As I see him like stop and like look curiously, I just turn to him. I cast my hand. I was like, "You there, sir? Do you have any sins you wish to confess?"
He's like, no.
All right then, sir. I wish you a good day.
Do we hear him doing this? Like,
Yes.
is this abnormal? Okay, so we all look and we're like, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably have that like be part of the rituals. Like, does anyone have any sins they wish to cast to the eternal flame to be rid of?
Am I close enough to Leonard to like nudge him a little bit?
Well, we see it. We both see it.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like.
I would say you guys are actually spread out. You're not walking side by
Yeah,
side.
so maybe we can see each other and we're like, hey, let's follow him. That sort of thing.
Yeah, like.
All right, so with our hoods up, we'll follow him then.
Leonard's just throwing like cat signs at him. He's like,
I can probably tell that they have noticed that I have noticed him, so I'm not gonna like throw too much attention to him or me.
You guys are good. You're in the know of what's happening here, so you're fine. So you decide to start following him. Honestly, though, as he watches past, like kind of seeing what happens, one person actually will come over. It'll be another man will come over and be like, "Yeah, I got a couple sins," and we'll come over and kind of like partake in the ritual, which you're familiar with, and it does include like a bit of like a burning fire that's supposed to happen and da da da. So he's actually going to stop and like watch this. And so, you know, he makes his way a bit past where it is that you're doing the ritual, and will eventually kind of turn his back to where it is and cross his arms to watch the ritual. But like a solid 50, 60 feet away from where it is that you're performing it there, Brad. Not like up in its face, right? It's just, this is interesting. And
yeah, this doesn't happen every day, of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just interested. Just like a couple of other passersby have stopped and looked. So you guys see this happen. Do either of you choose to approach him, or are you just going to continue watching him until he does continue?
I'm going to get into a position where I can, if he does pick me out of the crowd, I'm going to look like I'm also just like watching the
So you're going to do like the Assassin's Creed crowd blending thing.
Crowd blending.
So this is.
But I am going to keep it out like my eye, like in my periphery. I want to keep him in my periphery.
Okay, gotcha. So roll for me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
I said perception. I am so sorry. Stealthy. The opposite.
I was wondering about that, yeah.
I was like, oh, to make sure he notices him in the... Wow.
Okay. So
it kind of sort of makes sense to me, yeah. I was like, oh.
Same exact roll.
Sorry. And Leonard, what are you doing?
I'm just like standing behind him so I could see him straight ahead of me.
Okay.
Like so, off to like leaning against the building, like looking at him.
Yep. Yeah, you know, mean bugging his backside. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, he clearly notices Bastion pretty quickly. Like, as Bastion's kind of like walking over there and settling in, it's like literally Bastion settles in. He notices Bastion at first, but it's that first side that Bastion tosses like a side glance his way to like look at him. He immediately picks it up like, nope, this smells funny. And like will turn and start walking away. And now before we have, because Leonard's obviously going to be the first to pick that up because Brent's slightly distracted and Bastion is half looking in that direction. So Leonard will be the first to pick that up, but we'll pick this back up in just a few minutes. We're going to take about a 5-minute break and we'll see y'all shortly, okay? All right, be right back.
Confess your sins, audience.